What's going on, guys? It's MadManPlant. We are here at the private equity meets public equity, and we got Hazy with us, who's a local here hanging out with everybody. You asked a lot of great questions during the panel.
Yeah, like I love to ask questions. I love to ask questions. I love to get to learn from people, especially when they're professionals and what they do and what they know. So,
Yeah, and how do you know everybody? How did you get involved with this event?
so I actually was invited here by my friend from Haven Arts, Virginia. It's a
Okay.
studio out in Virginia. So I've known them, Dallas, and my friend Jose for about 3 years. I met Dallas back then, and their company's just been growing exponentially since then. And it's a studio where everyone can come. There's a music studio, there's an art studio,
Wow.
there's it's an amazing space. So I was invited out here by my friend Jose tonight, and I've just been incredibly blessed to meet everyone in the room tonight.
Yeah, no, the room has been amazing. Even we did the first interview, and there was confetti going everywhere.
Yeah.
A party, lots of people really having a good event. They had a giveaway.
Yeah.
So where do you find yourself in the cannabis space?
So my name on Instagram is lowkey_hazy.
Very
So
cool.
as you can tell, I like to get hazy in the room, in the building. And that's really where I enter my door, my foot in the door whenever I was younger. I'm a cannabis user myself. And I was actually talking to you earlier about this, where I told you that I was actually put in rehab at about 13 or 14 years old for smoking weed, marijuana. For a month, and literally everyone in there, including the people that were working there, were telling me, like, what are you doing in here? Like, you should not be in here, Miss Ma'am. And I'm like, yes, I know. So ever since then, and still like growing up in the era where weed was very illegal out in Maryland, I dealt with a lot of harassment from the police and them just tracking me down my town and trying to pull me over and bust me for dumb, stupid shit. And so, going through that experience in Hagerstown has really inspired me to be such a huge advocate for medical cannabis, marijuana.
Yes.
Because, like, who wouldn't want to be an advocate for everything that they've gone through and everything that they've been a testament to and seeing what's going on in the industry and the system? I was adopted at 3 years old. And my mom ended up putting me back in the foster system at 15 years old after my father passed away.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
So it's like, not only did I lose my dad, but I lost my whole family. And then I lost, everything that I had and everything that I'd grown since I was 15, since I was a baby to 15 years old. And honestly, I can say that that was the best and worst time of my life, because it gave me the opportunity to slow down in life, get out the fast life, get out the streets, get out of everything that I was doing and away from the wrong people, and really learn the lessons that I needed to learn. And it also gave me the amazing quick opportunity to sober the fuck up. Yeah. And I needed that for some time, because to have that crystal clear mind and to be able to really sit down and just think about life, think about what you're grateful for, question life, question yourself, question others, and learn from that space. I think that it can be the most exponentially growing time of your lifetime. And especially have gone through that at 15 years old up until at 18 years old is when I officially got myself signed out of the system. I went through the juvenile system first, and then I went into social services. And I signed myself out like the day after I turned 18, because my foster mom didn't let me go out for the night on my 18th birthday in Baltimore.
Damn. Wow.
So in Baltimore, I packed my shit up the next day and had my friend come and get me, and I was gone. I signed myself out of the system. I graduated out of the system, and I was done. But after that, things took a hard left turn for me in life. And ever since then, I've been doing, a whole lot of healing, a whole lot of introspection, a whole lot of advocacy, not just for myself, but for anyone that I can come in touch with and that needs that space, needs that platform, needs that voice, because as I was told a lot in the industry and going through the system, I was pretty damn good at advocating for myself. So
sounds like it.
If I am, able to do that for others, that's where it really humbles me and helps me to be able to come into balance with life, with what I've done, with everything that I try to put out into the world. I know that it's coming back.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how long it takes. Doesn't matter how impatient I get.
Yep.
Patience is a virtue, and things will come to you in the time that is needed. You'll never get anything in like before you're ready for that. And I'm a firm believer in that.
So our whole podcast, and you've talked a little bit about it, is all about mental health and clarity. During all this time, from you being put back in the foster system, through your dad dying, through going in and out of the streets, everything, how has cannabis in a way kind of kept you
Grounded?
yeah, in a way?
Well, like I always like to say, Mary Jane's my best friend.
Yeah.
I love to smoke on my green ganja goddess because she's literally been my best friend through everything. Like every time that I've not had anyone, every time I look to my left, my right, up, down, between, and I'm by myself, I at least got some weed to the left of me that I'm about to roll up. And it don't matter if there's anybody to the left or the right. I'm going to pass it right back to myself if they ain't there. You feel me? And that's why I'm just so happy it's in the medical industry now, because to be able to have this stigma off of medical marijuana, off of Mary Jane, and have it revolutionized is what's so huge for me, because I've been able to have the stigma taken off of me.
Yeah.
And I've been able to talk to doctors and talk to people about these things. And they can't really tell me anymore that I'm addicted. They can't tell me, hey, you have a substance abuse problem and a disorder, and you should be hospitalized for that. You should go to the ringer. You should
Yeah.
So with my mental health, it's helped exponentially because it's always been what I've used. I mean, I don't want to name any names, but someone in my family introduced me to it. So who am I to like go away from what I know best and what I've like literally been homegrown on? And who am I to like trash the who am I to trash the plant that God planted here on this earth for us to
It
utilize?
is true. It is a plant, and it's amazing how much people hate it.
Yeah, because it's plant medicine, and that's the thing about the Western society that I believe is very westernized. Is obviously Western medicine is not very natural or organic. They make the money, they make the moolah off of claiming you as sick and prescribing you what they want.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a big fan of pills or pharmaceuticals either. And if I have to, like right now, I have an earache, so I take amoxicillin.
right.
But that's
Like
it's
I'm trying to
radiating
take
down to my
minimal
jaw.
pain medicine.
Yeah. But
Because-
even after surgery, like I never took my pain pills. I always
like
just smoked.
like they just prescribed me Percocets when I was in the group home. And the group home wouldn't even let me have it because they know how addictive it is.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me do it because I'm in the system. I'm in the juvenile system. You think they're gonna give someone that's like addicted to cannabis Percocets for getting their wisdom teeth taken out? Hell no.
Yeah, well, that's intense too. Getting the wisdom teeth out, and not having any pain meds, because I remember that, and that was painful.
Yeah. So all I was able to take was ibuprofen. I took ibuprofen and the other little pain medicine, and that was every 6 to 8 hours or 12 hours. So I was in kind of the worst pain that I've experienced, like one of the worst pains that I've experienced in my life. The other one was when I had surgery when I was about 8 years old. I had an abscess on my leg and had to get it the surgery done for that. And there was a hole in my leg about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches wide and deep. And they put gauze in it and my blood dried. And so when my dad and I tried to get it out that night, there was screaming and crying for about 2 hours trying to get that shit unstuck.
I would go to the doctors and be like, put me out and wake me up when it's over.
Yeah, no. So that's why, like, at 8 years old, experiencing that kind of pain, I'm like, I don't think there's any other pain that I can experience in my lifetime that's going to be like beyond that.
Well, maybe childbirth.
Maybe childbirth, because I haven't experienced that yet. So I can't really attest to that. But I have heard and I'm scared. So.
Well, we only have 10 minutes on this podcast, but I'd love to get you on the 2-hour session on the virtual talk more. How can people find you? Where can we support you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at lowkey_hazy, HAZY. And also I have a Facebook at Hazy Powell or Hazy Slays. I also have a hair page because I do hair. I'm a
that's cool.
cosmetologist,
Very nice.
and I'm also a model. So I'm an entrepreneur all around in the cannabis industry, and many industries. So if anybody needs anything, hit me up. We can talk and we can do, like I like to say, here's 44, now here's 44 more. Hit me up.
That's funny. You're awesome.
Thank you,
Guys,
man.
we'll see you with more podcasts coming your way.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Peace out. Peace, love.